Anubis is an ancient Egyptian god that has captured the imagination of people for thousands of years. He is often depicted as a jackal or a man with the head of a jackal, and is associated with funerary rites, the underworld, and the protection of graves. Anubis is one of the oldest and most popular gods in ancient Egyptian religion, and his cult spanned numerous dynasties and thousands of years. The origins of Anubis are somewhat mysterious, as the earliest records of his worship date back to the Predynastic Period, circa 1600 to 3150 BCE. It is believed that Anubis was originally a funerary deity who was associated with the burial practices of the time. In later periods, Anubis became more closely associated with the underworld and the judgment of the dead. One of the most important roles of Anubis was as the guardian of the scales that were used to weigh the hearts of the deceased. According to ancient Egyptian belief, the heart was the seat of the soul and the source of all emotion, thought, and memory. It was believed that the hearts of the righteous were light and would be allowed to pass into the afterlife, while the hearts of the wicked were heavy and would be devoured by Ammit, a monster with the head of a crocodile, the body of a lion, and the hindquarters of a hippopotamus. The weighing of the heart was seen as a crucial step in the judgment of the deceased, and Anubis was thought to be a just and fair judge who oversaw this process. Anubis was also associated with mummification, the process of preserving the body of the deceased for the afterlife. In ancient Egyptian religion, it was believed that the body had to be preserved in order for the soul to live on in the underworld. Anubis was thought to be the patron god of embalmers and was often depicted as overseeing the mummification process. The process of mummification was seen as a way to honor the deceased and ensure their well-being in the afterlife, and Anubis was revered for his role in this process. Anubis was also associated with the protection of graves and tombs. In ancient Egyptian culture, tombs were considered to be the homes of the deceased in the afterlife, and it was believed that the dead needed to be protected from grave robbers and other dangers. Anubis was thought to be the guardian of tombs and was often depicted as a protector of the dead. He was also seen as a psychopomp, a figure who guides the souls of the deceased to the underworld. In this role, Anubis was often depicted leading the souls of the dead to the judgment of Osiris, the god of the underworld. Despite his association with death and the underworld, Anubis was not seen as a malevolent deity. In fact, he was often depicted as a kind and compassionate figure who was revered by the ancient Egyptians. In many cases, Anubis was seen as a guide and protector of the dead, rather than a deity to be feared. As a popular and enduring deity, Anubis was worshipped throughout ancient Egypt and played a significant role in the religion and culture of the time. His cult spanned thousands of years and numerous dynasties, and he continued to be revered and worshipped long after the decline of the ancient Egyptian civilization. Today, Anubis remains a fascinating and enduring figure in the pantheon of ancient Egyptian deities, and his legacy continues to influence modern popular culture.